Now on to labeling nomenclature, which is a fancy way of saying that chords that you see on a chord chart can be written in tons and tons of different ways. So this is a popular standard with, you can see lots of different ways of writing the same chords. So depending on what chart you look at, you might be a little bit confused as to what you actually have to play. So here's a pretty good cheat sheet to get you through most situations. So the first category is a major 7 chord. So the best way to write it is whatever key it is, in this instance C, and then a triangle. So that means major 7. Some of the other symbols that you might see where you can play the exact same chord include just regular C. If you see just the letter, you assume it's major. It could have a C with the word major. It could have a C major 7 like that. There's actually another one I'm thinking of now. This, a C6, or even a C6-9. So if you see any of those chords, you assume that it's a major type of function and you can play a major 7. The next category is minor 7. So again, the best way to write it is C with a little m and then a 7. But you could play this same chord if you see in a chart CM, a C with a dash means C minor, or C with a dash and a 7. Now, dominant 7th chords, interestingly, so the best way to write it is just C with a 7, but if you see C9 or C13, it doesn't mean major, it means dominant 7. So it's an interesting, strange thing. If you see C6, it means major, but if you see C9 or C13, it definitely means dominant. So you need to make sure you're playing it dominant. Next category we have is half diminished. So the best way to write it is going to be a circle with a cross through it. And another way of writing it, which is quite common, is C minor 7 flat 5, which is very descriptive of what it actually is. Minor major chords, again, the best way to write it is a combination of these two. So you're going to have the letter name followed by a small m and then a triangle. So this is C minor major. Some other ways that you might see it, C with a dash and a triangle, literally C minor and then major written out, M-I-N-M-A-J, or C minor with a triangle. Got a couple more for you. The diminished category should be written with a circle and a 7, that's C diminished 7, but you can play this chord if you see just a regular diminished, or C and then diminished written out, or another variation, C with diminished and a 7 on top. All means the same thing. And then finally here, dominant 7th altered. So sometimes you might see a specific voicing. You might see a voicing that says C7 with a sharp 5 or C7 with a sharp 9. You can go ahead and play those specific chords if you want to, but sometimes you'll just see C7 altered, and that means that you can play any of these. So these are all of the alterations. Basically a sharp 9 and a flat 9, and a sharp 5 and a flat 5. You could think of the flat 5 as a sharp 11. This is the same note, exactly the same note that you're altering. So that's basically a crash course on labeling nomenclature, and now you have all the tools that you need so that you can sight read any chart.